Hello everybody, it's Andy again. I hope you're all well. Hope you're having a great day. I'm back out again on one of my more popular marks. This spot right behind me is called WhiteMark or White Rock along the Minehead stretch, and a lot of the people know in the area that WhiteMark is a place to come. When I say place to come, a lot of people use it as a pivotal mark when they're out on the boats. They use it as a focal point. The tide is just at low water at the moment, so the water's quite a way out. It's a decent set of tides. I'm fishing off the back of a good session down at Dunster Beach, which was on Wednesday. It's now Sunday. I've got 3 rods out, 3 rods, which I'm trying my very best. I've only just started, and the short one, so the smaller one of the 3, that's fairly close with 3 hooks, small baits, all ragworm, and the other 2 I've got sand eel and I've got crab on one. So the tide has just started turning, literally just started turning. So hopefully, fingers crossed as usual, I really want to catch some fish. The weather's lovely. It's a southwesterly breeze, and I mean a breeze, it's probably 5-6 miles an hour. The sea is flat calm, so I'd like to see a bit of luck. I really would like to see a maybe a ray. The reason why I'm doing a short rod in close, because this is sandy beach with a few boulders, but you can get flatfish. There's a lot of sole being caught in the Bristol Channel at the moment, and off the back of my session the other night, I had a couple of smooth hounds, a couple of bass, so it was great fun. So fingers crossed, keep watching, and if you like what you see, please by all means like, by all means subscribe, that would be fantastic, and follow me along the way. So hopefully stay tuned, we'll catch some fish. Thanks once again, I'll see you all in a bit. Thank you. So I'm going to show you what baits I tend to use, and I've got some peeler crab. So I've got 10 peeler crabs. Peeler crab are basically the common shore crab. When it molts, it gets bigger, so it comes out of its shell to get bigger. And these common shore crabs can be brilliant baits for any fish at any time of the year. And so when there's a mass molt of the crabs, fish go in search of them, and the crabs themselves normally hide under rocks, boulders and things like that out of the way. Also, I'm using some leftover ragworm from the other day. So I've got probably about half a pound of ragworm left, and some sand eels. So the sand eels ideally are for the rays. Like I say, it's fishing at the end of the day, so you don't know what you're going to catch. So essentially, some sand eels for rays, a bit of worm for trying something a bit different, a bit close in, and then obviously the crab bait, which I prefer. I really like using crab baits, but these ragworm baits, these are absolutely spot on. These worms I've had for almost a week now, so they're starting to have a little bit of smell and a bit of juice to them. So hopefully we will catch some fish. Hopefully. See you all in a bit. So the tides literally just started pushing back a little bit, and I can't quite tell, but the small rod, I don't know whether there's a little bit of weed on the line down there, but I can't quite tell whether there's a bite on that small rod. There's definitely a little tiny bit of movement, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bite. There's a tiny bit of movement on the rod. Now, there isn't any breeze, there's very little wave action. So what I've done, I've just literally given it a bit of line, whatever. When I say giving it a bit of line, I've loosened off the line a little tiny bit, which I'm going to do again. Maybe, if it is a fish, just trying to encourage it to take it. Now, bearing in mind, because this is close in, it could be, hey, I'm only guessing, but it could be a flatfish, it could be a bass, it could be a small pout, or it could be nothing. But I've just seen a tiny bit of movement, a little tiny bit of movement on that. So I've just given it a little bit of line, just to, if it is a fish, just to try and encourage it. Fingers crossed. I'm going to give it 5 minutes and see if there's anything, literally 5 minutes, and see if anything's happening. Looked like there was a bit of weed on that then. Oh, there we go. The tiniest of whiting. Absolutely tiny whiting. So the tiniest little bit of movement. Is that one twisted? So again, let's put some worms on. Let's put some fresh. Oops, don't want my cloth. And whatever happened to this? What's going on again? I'm going to put this one below the weight this time. Nice lively one, there we go. Oops, really lively. Pull that one down a little bit. There we go. That one can go up a bit as well. Spread these out a little bit more. There we go. So I don't know if you can see, there's bits of weed floating around in the water. I tend to dip the worms in the water when you're casting like this, because they can just stay a little bit firm when you do that. That's about 25 yards out. I know I'm on sand at the moment, so that's all fine. Let's have a look, see what this is. He's going to get a shock in a minute when I cast out. This sort of terrain, you need to get your footing proper to cast out, because you're literally launching your body into the cast, and I've got a lot of body to launch, so got to get it right. Fallen over once today. Oh. Here we go, last cast of the day, here we go. There we go. That's it for tonight. Pretty much no bait left. It's been a very, very tough session. Very tough. So I think I mentioned earlier about sort of casting sort of up that way. Now the reason why you cast up that way is when you're in a bit of tidal pool, the tide pushes down. Now, what you want to create is for the grip leads to dig into the sand, and then a bow of line. You get a bow of line, that's why the rods bend over. So there's a slight bend on those rods. Now some big tides you might need to go up to 6 ounces. I tend to use 5 ounces, but I will go up to 6, even 7 on occasion. Now, yeah, it's harder to cast out, but you really want that lead in the bottom. So with a pulley rig, your lead will be in the bottom with the tide flowing, your bait will be here somewhere, and your line or bow of line will almost be sort of, it depends how big the tide is, but the bow of line will be around there. If you cast straight out, your lines will go that way. So really, depending on the strength of the tide, really you want to be casting out there. Certain places I fish, you've got to walk 30-40 yards up, cast out, walk back, and then put your rods down, and then your lines will be sort of down there. But I always prefer to have a bit of tide, personally. Oops. A bit of tide. I think the fish tend to feed better in a bit of tide, so that's my personal thing. Right, it's getting to the point where I'm probably going to have one more cast. Both lines are out there. There's definitely something nibbling away on that bait there on the left, without a fail. But it's a big bait. I've got it on free spool. Free spool meaning I've got it completely undone, so if a fish runs, it will just run with it, which would be lovely. I've got 2 huge king rag there, massive king rag. Put crab on. It's getting to the point of the year where should start seeing some codling. Mid-September. Should start seeing them. You do get codling off here, but really get them in the sort of rockier places like Dunster, Lilstock, Kilve, the Golf Links, which is a real good place. That is a big bait. If there's any smooth hounds around or any codling around, then they will, if there is, absolutely love that. Look at that. Don't know why, but I've had a couple of little wasps around here all afternoon. Clearly they're a loss, because there can't be a wasp wasp hotel here. Pleased with little spotted ray there. Beautiful looking fish. They got spines on the tail. This is a spotted ray. Decent spotted ray is what, £4 or £5. So I'm going to put this one back. It's coming to the end of the day. I've got a funny feeling I might have a fish on the other one, but it could be weed. Now these rocks are getting a bit dubious, so I'm going to pop them back there. Lovely little fish. Lovely little fish. Whoops. I'll try and put him back, but like I say, it's getting difficult with these rocks in the way. See if we can get out a little bit further. There we go. Now pick the other one up pretty quick. Hopefully there's a fish on that as well.